The Smashing Machine is directed, produced, written, and edited, Jesus, by Benny Safdie. I believe that's how you pronounce the name. And it stars Dwayne Johnson as former amateur wrestler and MMA fighter Mark Kerr alongside Emily Blunt as Kerr's girlfriend, Dawn Staples, in a supporting role. So yeah, like when this movie was announced, I saw the trailer and people were very excited, and it looked like, I love Dwayne Johnson, I love Emily Blunt. Not really, I don't really care about sports or like MMA. I'm not like an MMA like fan. I'm not a MMA fan. I'm not a, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about MMA or, amateur or wrestling or wrestling. I used to, but my dad knows some things about it. My dad loves MMA more than I do. He watches MMA, but for me, I really don't care. I prefer basketball or football when it comes to sports. Those are my preferences. But anyway, it stars Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, and I love both of them. And this movie is distributed by this movie was distributed by A24. So A24 is the company that is behind this film. And I will say this, Dwayne Johnson goes like the extra like distance when it comes to his performance in this movie with his transformative turn as Mark Kerr. I think they gotta use, definitely they have to use like both hair and makeup, because like he goes through a little, like his face like is a little like transformation into this character. But kudos to like the hair and makeup. I really didn't, when the pictures of Dwayne Johnson as Mark Kerr, started surfacing on the internet and people were talking about it. I do remember like people were talking about it, and they were saying like he looks unrecognizable, kind of like the same thing with the Sydney Sweeney as Christy Martin, like she looks so unrecognizable. Great job to the hair and makeup, like people, or when it comes to, turning these actors into these not just characters, but like these, Mark Kerr, Christy Martin. These are like real people. They're not fictional characters. They're not fictional beings or something like that. But yeah, kudos. And it really does embody this movie. Even though it's Dwayne Johnson playing this character, I see Mark Kerr. After I watched this movie, I went onto YouTube and I watched like a few, just not a whole lot, just maybe two or three, like videos of the real Mark Kerr, and how he sounds like, what he looks like. Because I don't know anything about MMA. I don't know anything about wrestling. I don't know who or what. I don't know who Mark Kerr is until this movie came out. So yeah, um, this movie is such a it's so it's such a gritty biopic. Um, that is um that that is just amazing. It's a gritty biopic that is amazing. Um, it's at the expense of narrative satisfaction. Um, and like the actual like wrestling and MMA fights in this movie looked very brutal and very bloody when it comes to the body blows. And yeah, it's a good movie. Not great. It's not great. It's not great or exceptional, or anything like that. But it's a really good, solid movie. And you guys should definitely check this movie out. It's really good. It's a really good, solid movie. Definitely watch it for both Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. They are like killing it as these, when it comes to their acting in this film. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for the Smashing Machine. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to listen to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that will help me and my YouTube channel out a lot. Yes, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.